Okay, now we are ready to declare, instantiate, and use some balloon objects. This part at the top of the program, that's kind of grayed out, is what's called a comment header, and we like to have that at the beginning of each of our programs. So it comes as part of the empty program shell that we copied. So I'm going to say week 1 demo here, and I'll put in my name, and I can get rid of the date. And my project description is going to be fun with balloons. Okay, now this is just a note for the human reader. The program, you can type anything in here. It doesn't have to be legal Java code. Anything you type in there it's just for a note for the reader of the file to identify what's going on. Okay. One other thing we should do at the beginning of our program that's not declare, instantiate, and use is this set name statement that's given to you here that's the text that will appear in the window frame of the output window that we run. And so that should be your name. Okay, whatever your name is, you should replace Samantha student's name with your name. Okay, so now we are ready to do our things. Remember the let's see here. Remember the declare, instantiate, and use. Declare the object and instantiate, create it, and then use methods. Okay, each of those has a specific location where we do that in our Java program shell. Now, to declare an object, we type three things. First, you type the keyword private. Always has to be spelled in no capital letters. The next thing is the name of the class. So I have a balloon class, and I have an error there, but I'm going to tell you about it in a second. And then third thing is the name. So I can choose any name I want as long as it doesn't start with a letter. So I could say my balloon. Okay. Now, this is going to give me an error because it's going to say, hey, what's this balloon spelled this way? Okay, I can't find that symbol. Well, I have a balloon class here, but notice it's a capital B. And capitalization matters in Java programming. So if I change this to a capital B, now it knows what that was. It didn't. So capital B balloon is smaller than balloon spelled with all lowercase letters. So you really have to pay attention to the capitalization as well as the spelling in your programs. Okay, so that's a declaration. I'm specifying the class that my object comes from, and I'm specifying a name. I can choose any name I want, but then I need to use that name throughout the program when referring to that object. Okay. Second step is down here inside. At this point, it says instantiate objects. And so the way you instantiate an object in Java, when we declare, we specify the class name first and the object name second. In the instantiation, that's reversed. So we start with the name of the object, my balloon, and then I set that equal to a new instance of the class that it comes from. Then you have a set of parentheses and a semicolon. Okay, and now it doesn't like this because different classes of objects expect a series of values to be specified inside the parentheses when you instantiate the object. So notice this says it found no arguments, but it requires 3 integers and a color. 3 numbers and a color. Well, how do I know what the numbers mean? Okay, well, the way I can do that, I can go back to my, back to the resources page here, and I have these what are called MU Java docs for the classes like balloon and flag and so on. And once again, this is spelled out more thoroughly in the lab, but here I'm just going to show you that in the documentation for the class, we have what's called the constructor. This is how the object is constructed or instantiated. And notice that the first integer is how far over the balloon is going to be from the left side of the screen. The second one is how far down it's going to be from the top of the screen. The third is the size of the balloon. That's the width and the height in pixels. And the fourth is going to be the color of the balloon. So it's over, down, size, and color. Now I can go back here, and inside my parentheses, I can specify 3 numbers and a color. So it's how far over from the left, let's say 50, how far down from the top, 100, and how large, let's make it 80 pixels in size. And I type that, and it's not responding, but it will eventually. Come on now. Okay, and then the third thing is a color. All the color constants start with the keyword color, and then it's a color name where you use all capital letters for the color name. So that's my balloon, and I've just instantiated it properly. Now, then down here inside the paint component method is where I will call the methods to use the object. And so the way I call a method, the name of the object, and then hit a dot, and then it'll bring up a list of methods that I can use with the object. And the one I want here is draw. So if I click draw, maybe I have to double click it. Okay, and it's going to specify the window, the parameter that I'm going to use here is going to be the graphics window in which this is going to be drawn. I'm not sure, so I guess I can just type it. Okay, so I specify graphics window G is the window in which I'm going to draw my balloon. Okay, there's other methods that I could have done, but this is all I want to do is draw the balloon at this point. Okay, so here's my program. Declare a balloon object, instantiate it, giving starting values to some of the properties, and then asking it to draw itself. If I run the program, it's going to start, and my computer is very slow today, so it'll take to come up here. But eventually what's going to happen is I get a window. Notice that my name is in the window frame because I changed that set name statement to be my name instead of Samantha the student. And here is a balloon. It's 50 pixels from the left, 100 pixels down from the top. It's 80 pixels in size, and it's green. Okay, so pretty cool. Let me go up here now and more balloons just for the demonstration. Okay, so I'm typing, and there we go. Private balloon. Give it a different name. Balloon 2. And then a third balloon. Now remember I said all the balloon names have to be unique? What if I tried declaring a second balloon with the name I already used? It's going to say, hey, you can't do that. That balloon's already defined. So the names need to be unique. Now I could have called it balloon 1, balloon 2, balloon 3, but I'm just doing this to show you, you can call them anything you want. But then whatever name you use in the declaration has to be used consistently throughout the rest of the program and capitalized the same way, etc. Now down here I can have several other things. So balloon 2 is going to be a new balloon with different values inside the parentheses. So let's move it over a little bit, down a little farther, make it smaller, and I don't know, let's make it a red balloon. Okay, and then the last one will be a new balloon, and I don't know, farther over, not quite as far down. Let's make it bigger. 100 is the size. And now if I type in color and hit dot, it'll bring up this list of color names that are predefined. So let's try a blue balloon, and it seems to be taking forever. There we go, and I can say semicolon. Okay. So, or you can just type it out, you know, either way you wanted. So I've declared 3 balloons, and then I've instantiated 3 balloons. Now if I run the program at this point, only the green one will be shown because that's the only one that I asked to draw itself. So I have to, for all the balloon objects, if I want 3 balloons to be drawn, I have to draw all 3 balloons. Okay. So 3 declarations, 3 instantiations, 3 draw statements, or 3 method calls. I'm using the methods. And when I run the program, after this slight delay here, come on now, it should pop up a window that has my 3 balloons. So the red one, notice the size is 50, and so that's smaller than the first one, and the blue one was 100, and that's bigger, and they're located at different screen locations. So there's a demo of declaring, instantiating, and using balloon objects. And in Lab 1, you're going to learn step by step how to create a project, how to copy the files from the resources page, and how to access, or I should say, how to get a program running that will display some things on the screen. Okay? Good luck, and if you have any questions, make sure that you get in touch with your instructor. Okay, have fun.